So before we begin, it is the beginning of the spring season. Is everybody feeling it? This is the open dialogue portion of the training, y'all.
Totally feeling it.
Totally feeling it. So business picking up, a lot more showing activity, a lot more listing activity. Are y'all feeling it?
Yes.
I think everybody is, and collectively as a brokerage, I'm feeling it because a lot of you are reaching out to me to help out in your particular situations. I know from a volume standpoint, as of this morning, I think we had 40 plus more closings in the month left in the month of April. So you guys are killing it, killing. Okay, so today, does anybody remember what I teased y'all with on Monday that we were going to do today? Is anybody here specifically for what I was teasing you with?
Let me see.
Or does anybody even remember what I was teasing you with?
Mustn't have been that exciting because I can't remember.
It was the mistakes, right? Mistakes.
What's that?
The mistakes that sellers make or that we were making.
We were going to continue the listing side of things and talk about timelines, when you want to go live, when you want to use coming soon, things like that. And I'm going to tease you a little bit more because I'm not quite ready to present that to you yet. I've got some information that I'm still preparing, and I lost some time this week. So I'm going to tease that one for you and tease it again and postpone it until Monday. Okay, but we're going to continue with the listing side. But today, several of you have been reaching out to me for different things that the resources already exist. They're available. And so today I wanted to just do a big picture, broad overview of some of the systems, tools, technologies, things, where to find it, where to go look for it, where to access it. In fact, literally no more than 30 seconds ago, Guggen came and asked me a question that I'm going to be covering here. And so hopefully we can at least have you guys familiar enough with systems to know where to go look for something. This is not intended to be the answer to everything, but it is intended to be kind of an orientation to help you know where to go look to find the things that you need to be able to conduct your business. Okay. Any questions before we go along? Okay, and what I'm going to encourage you to do, if you've got two screens, if you have the ability, put yourself on take your video off and follow along so that you can find the things that we're looking for. Athena, you are the exception to the rule. You should not be doing this as you're driving. And anybody else who's got their camera turned off, if you're driving, don't do this, all right? All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share this particular screen. All right, is everybody looking at? Oh, wait a minute. Actually, that's the other thing I wanted to pull in. Okay, is everybody looking at the Broker Mint dashboard right now? Okay, so here's what I want to talk to you about within the Broker Mint dashboard. Everybody knows kind of the main cover page of the dashboard, and probably the thing that you access the most often, or at least I hope you're accessing the most often, is the office calendars, which has Mike's coaching calendar, my coaching calendar, Rob's, and now Nicole's. Did everybody know that Nicole is now doing time with everybody? And you can sign up on Nicole to be able to really help you with your social media. So this is exciting. She's excited, and she's doing a great job. And I'm glad you guys have that opportunity. You also have the Century 21 Connect calendar, which has all of the major stuff on here for you brand new agents, the folks that are just kind of getting on board, wanting to know when is the power talks, when are the sessions, the huddle sessions, when are the foundation Zoom sessions. All of this information is on our main calendar right here from within BrokerMint. Okay, so you can always access this information here. There are some other important links up here. If you have not signed up to become one of our touring agents, then you have missed out on the opportunity. And it looks like Tracy, Janet, Athena, Jasmine, Shanitra, you guys are all on the schedule. So I don't need to tell you. But here's other opportunities if you are available during these time frames. You know, gosh, these go back. This is February. Looks like we need to get this up to date because we're now past this. We'll get that taken care of, y'all. But this is how you sign up for touring agent slots. Okay. Likewise for open house slots. This is actually not active right now, but you can reach out to the help desk and tell them you want to host open houses, and they will be able to do that for you. Okay, if you have a buyer client and you've written a contract recently and you need to have their earnest money deposited, this is the link for you to be able to do that. It is simple, it is easy. You put the property address, you confirm the property address, and you go through a very quick thing. And this is how your client, you can send them this link, and they can go on to here and deposit their earnest money if Century 21 is the holder of the earnest money. Okay, which, by the way, why do you want Century 21 to be the holder of the earnest money in the majority of cases?
In case there's a dispute, we have.
Go ahead, somebody.
In case there's a dispute, we have more control. Maybe, I don't know.
Be easier to get back, possibly.
Possibly. So we have to tread carefully here. Okay. When there is a dispute, who is the determining factor of where the earnest money gets, who the earnest money goes back to when there's a dispute if a contract terminates?
It's according to the contract, right? Whatever the contract dictates.
Right. It's whatever the contract dictates, but who's the person that is interpreting the contract?
Holder of the earnest money?
It is the holder of the earnest money. That is their responsibility to do. So in that case, do you want to abdicate that control to the listing agent or to the closing attorney? You know, it doesn't change the fact that the contract has to be interpreted. I'm going to mute a couple of people just to limit the background noise, y'all. But in those scenarios, there's no chance that, you know, the holder of the earnest money, i.e. Dwayne is the qualifying broker. So he's the one that's making the decision in most cases when we are the holder of the earnest money. Dwayne's not going to make a decision that is in violation of what the contract rules are. But when it's open to interpretation, wouldn't you want the person on our side of the table to be able to have that ability to make that interpretation? Yeah. Okay. Another sideline question. In a transaction, in a normal transaction with a lender involved, who does the closing attorney work for?
The lender.
Good man. When there's a lender involved, the closing attorney works for the lender. When it is a cash transaction, who does the closing attorney work for?
Buyer.
The buyer. You are correct. Okay. So in a cash transaction, would you ever want the holder of the earnest money to be the closing attorney? The answer is no. Okay. If you read the purchase and sale agreement, all this is actually outlined in there. In a cash transaction, the closing attorney works for the buyer, and if there is a dispute, the closing attorney has to interplead it, which is the legal process that takes place, and it's much more difficult. So in a cash transaction, you always want the holder of the earnest money not to be the closing attorney, but to be Century 21. Okay, if at all humanly possible. Okay, so that's the takeaway to remember this from. Okay, I totally digressed and diverted the conversation. Now we're going to go back to where we were. Okay, so that's where you get the earnest money. We have a preferred vendor list, and if you are asking the question, who is our preferred closing attorney, all of that is here. Who's our insurance agency? Who's our photographer? One, there's flyers and things right over next to the copier machine over yonder. But here is our photology, Andrew, and his phone number, contact information, website. Also, our preferred home warranty company. Home warranty, do you guys know who our company is and why we want to advocate for them? America's Preferred Warranty, home warranty is the company that we use. Our rep is Ted Frithman. Fifthman. Fithian. That's it. Sorry, I mispronounce that all the time. Ted, if you're listening to this, I apologize. All right. So the home warranty is good for both buyers and sellers. Does everybody know that the home warranty you can actually let me open this link. You can get your seller set up on a home warranty, and they will actually have coverage during the listing period. I have done deals before where I've been the listing agent, and the day of the buyer's inspection, the seller called me and said my hot water heater blew up in the garage and I've got water everywhere. Please cancel the appointment. I said, no problem. I'll cancel the inspection. We'll postpone it for a couple of days. Do you need the number to the home warranty company to be able to claim under the warranty? And it was like, what are you talking about? I said, we signed you up during the listing period for the home warranty. You could get a home warranty for free. And he got a $1,200 hot water heater for the price of the home warranty. It's a great deal. Okay, that's all right here. All right.
So, Jay, sorry to interrupt. Does that mean that the seller doesn't actually have to pay for that?
That is it. If it's done correctly, yes, that is exactly what that means.
Okay.
You know what? I think I'm gonna try to work with Ted. We need to have him come on and give you guys a more detailed spiel on the home warranty program. Okay.
Yeah, that would have been really good for this month too, with it being listing month.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll set something up. All righty. And let me go back. I'm going to share my screen again. The last resource on here is several of you have talked about geofarming and sending out flyers and things like that. RSP is a company that does a lot of good geofarming for sending out postcards, just sold, just listed, what's available in your neighborhood, those kind of things. And the information for our rep is right there. Okay, so that is all readily available within the links right here. Also, if you ever needed the broker hotline, it is smack dab right there on the front page. Okay, let me show you where some other activities and other templates and things are, and they are all right here under the dashboard if you go to the library. There are some great tools underneath of here. We have the office forms. Earnest money, this is the deposit form if you have to do this within the office. What the help desk does for all of you guys. If you are doing a transaction that is one of your friends and family or your personal transaction, this royalty fee waiver form is available. All of these, unfortunately, we have to download them because they're in the doc file, so they're not preview. If you were ever doing an investor deal or something with someone and they need the W-9, the company W-9, that is also right here available under the company library. Okay. Many of you have expressed interest in, I'm going to download this. We've talked about this before in many of your coaching sessions, and it is readily available right here. The synergy chart. Many of you are like, well, I want to be working on my business today, but I don't know exactly what to be doing. This is a list of activities to be working on your business that have an associated point value that go along with them. If the point value is higher, it is probably something that is going to get you more traction in your business. So this is a great way to kind of structure your day and know exactly what kind of activities you could be doing. The goal of this is to get 100 points per week, and it's just filled with great activities that you could be doing to build your business. So if you're like, I want to be working on my business today, but I don't know what to be doing, this is it. Okay. We have contract to close forms. All of these are submission forms, earnest money deposit forms, utility request forms. This is what you can send to your client to fill out if they're listing. This is what we send out to your co-op agent as part of what Help Desk does, so that your buyer knows what utilities to be able to turn on when they buy the house and close. All right. I have fielded many questions from several of you, especially lately, with where do I find information about the Easy Sell program? Here it is, listing docs and Easy Sell questionnaire. We've got things like the Easy Sell flyer that you can include in your listing presentation, which gives some basic information about the Easy Sell program. There is the questionnaire, which has now been replaced by what's on the website. We have the dual entry form, new listing checklist. Wow, that needs to be updated, it looks like. We have the presentation. If you don't want to use the Toolkit CMA, we have this 14-page document, which works extremely well. Okay, all of these resources are right here available for you. Okay, then we have some marketing stuff. Some of this has to do with some of the old COVID flyers, a buyer flyer, a selling flyer. These are things that you can put in your listing packages. So this is another great resource for things that you can put into your packages. By the way, I wanted to let everybody know, if you are looking, if you're preparing a buyer package, you're preparing a listing package, in case anybody didn't know, this resource is literally right here at my desk, and it's right there on that shelf. And there are samples of both listing flyers and buyer flyers, and the types of things that you might want to include in them as you're building a package for your client. And those are there. They're marked with samples. I just ask that you by all means come take it, use it, plagiarize it, duplicate it, find the information that's in there, use it for your presentations, and then just bring that back so that the next person can use it right there. All right. Okie doke. We have, what else did I talk about? Well, I already talked to you about the preferred vendor list. So that's already was on the other thing. We do have an area in here called special steps. All of these special steps are available in the Docs Plus clauses. These are pre-written for you, and they're right there where they're easily available. If anybody's looking for templates for things like the homestead exemption letter, some of the checklists, the offer checklist. Like some of you are using this. Guggen's using this one, or something similar to this. Let me show you what this is. Like, this gives you the script for when you're preparing the offer, the kind of information. This is not what I was thinking about with Guggen. Hang on, what was it? Offer submission to the listing agent template. This is the one I was looking at. So this is what you put in your email with your offer to your listing agent as you're presenting the offer. Attached is my client's offer. Here's a summary of the details with the purchase price, the down payment, the earnest money, the close of escrow, inspection contingency. You put all this information and you've got scripts where you can cut and paste and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay. And we've got these for just about every purpose here. Post first clue or post first inspection template, the termite bond versus the termite letter, how to explain that to clients. All these are available right here in the templates. Okay, good information. Got it.
Jay, I have a question. When I click on it, it says preview is not available.
The preview isn't, but if you click on the download, the preview is only available if it's a PDF document. These are all Word documents.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
The preview's not available. But if you hit the download, it'll download to your folder and you can see it there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Next, we are going to talk a little bit about what's in the Productivity Hub on your dashboard. Again, big picture overview on this is when you go to your Century 21 dashboard, you come into your initial page and you've got a whole bunch of information on here. I'm not going to talk about this one too much, but I am going to go to your Productivity Hub. Productivity Hub is your center for all of the C21 tools that are available to you. Okay. I may have a couple of things in here that are on the broker side that you may not have access to, like Dash, and a couple of things are in the productivity, brokerage resources, leads engine. You guys don't see that kind of stuff. But for the most part, we all have the same tools that are available in here. Okay. The Brand Studio is a great tool, and there are lots of templates within the Brand Studio that you can access. Including if you're doing your own type of thing, you can get everything from the bold, the typeface and the fonts and the colors and things for if you're working on your own website or your own, if you're creating your own marketing flyers in Canva or some of these things, and you need to make sure that it is consistent with the brand. These are all here for you here. Likewise, the logos. We often need these Century 21 logos in the various colors and see-throughs and white versus black versus gold. Everything that you're ever going to need is right here. Okay, within the Brand Studio. Okay. Business Builder is hopefully the one that you are most familiar with and you go to most often when you come into here. I'm smiling because some of you do regularly and some of you are working on this, but Business Builder is your CRM. And I've got entire classes built around Business Builder, and we spend a lot of time in our coaching sessions with Business Builder too. Okay. If you want to do business cards, if you want to do just sold flyers, postcards, everything that you need is right here within Express Docs, and you can come into here and create your own designs. This is one of many places where you can do this. And why is my login? I guess I've got different things going on in here, but here's flyers and brochures, you've got everything you can ever need, including yard signs. Everything is available right here. Is this like whetting anybody's appetite and giving you a reason to go back? Hopefully it is. All right. Global Referral Network is a way that you can go on and say you've got a buyer that is, or a seller here that is moving to Tampa, Florida, and you want to find an address or find an agent for them in Tampa, Florida. You can do that through the Global Referral Network. You can do it all yourself, or the easier way to do this would be to call Help Desk. shoot the help desk a note and say, I need a referral agent in, Peoria, Illinois. They'll find you one. All right. Century 21 University is a great place for you to supplement that you're learning from the brokerage standpoint. In addition to the training that you're getting here in-house, this is training that you can access from the Century 21 brand, and it is everything from it is soup to nuts. You can find a training class on it if you're working on listings, if you're working on buyers, if you're doing commercial. There are resources in here and training classes for you for every topic under the sun. There are some other tools in here. The biggest ones that I'm going to talk to you about, one is you will see these four: the Moxie Engage, Moxie Present, Moxie Impress, and Moxie websites. These are all what is coming soon. If you click on these, it's just going to take you to a nice little landing page with some videos and things just to kind of whet your appetite more than anything. But these are what are going to be the tools moving forward. And that is all in the coming soon category. But if you wanted to try to explore just a little bit, you're welcome to do so. My C21 site is where you go to work on your main website for Century 21. One of the three that you've got, your C21 site, then you've got the Zap site, and then you've got the Business Builder site. All of those, by the way, are going to be replaced by this one Moxie website whenever that goes live. All right. These two, the Quality Service Awards and the RealSatisfied Award, or RealSatisfied QSS, these are where you monitor your feedback. And Guggen, this is what we were talking about a minute ago. He had asked me the question about, will I see when a review comes back? And this is exactly where you see all of those. So actually, ironically enough, I actually got this review back literally this morning on a client that I had done business with recently that rated me at 100% satisfaction and 100% recommendation and 100% performance. Love these kind of.
How did you get there again, Jay? Can you go back?
Okay,
to
so
how you
that's
got to that page.
Yep. So within your productivity hub, it is this RealSatisfied QSS Awards right here.
Got it. Under productivity. Thank you.
Yep. And that brings you to here. And once you've got this all set up with your profile, which I recommend that you do all of this, then you can see these are the people that have been sent a request for a review, and you can see they've been completed or been sent, completed, sent. This is how you end up on the awards banquet going up to the top for your QSS awards. Is because you have to have a certain amount that have been completed and at a certain review level. Okay, so there's your RealSatisfied and the Quality Service Awards. You can actually look at this and go, okay, how am I doing so far? And here's where you've got, so I've got 2 so far for this year from these 2 individuals. Yeah. Okay, and here's how you track required. You have to have the 90%. I've got 100% so far and a return rate of 50% so far. Okay, so that's where those 2 things are. And then the Toolkit CMA is where you present your presentation tools to go in your listing appointment or buyer packages. I'm going to cover that separately because we're running out of time. In fact, we've already ran out of time. And then, of course, here's your Zap login for the other CRM, which is your Zap CRM. Okay. That was a very broad stroke, big brush. Hopefully, it helps you to know not so much everything about everything, but at least you now know kind of where to go to find stuff. And you know where I live, so if you have any questions about where that, where something specifically lives, by all means, I'm here for you. Okay. What questions do you have? Bring it on, folks. Stump me. You're muted, Mary. Unmute. There you are. Go ahead.
Okay. So when we create ads like in Canva, do we have to put I'm confused. Do we have to put the Century 21 logo on our ads or?
Yes. So Georgia Real Estate Commission has all kinds of rules and regulations behind marketing. The brokerage name, address, and phone number has to appear on all marketing materials. So your logo has to appear on there, or our logo has to appear on there. The name of the brokerage has to be bigger than your personal name. There's all kinds of rules and regulations behind it.
Oh, okay.
One, I would recommend that that you try to use templates that are already pre-done, because they've already gone through all of that criteria. If
And you
you're
can
going to create, go ahead.
I'm sorry, you can find them on the Zap website,
You can find them on Zap, Business Builder, within the brand studio. You can find templates that already have gone through that criteria. If you're creating something on your own, it's always a good idea to run it by your brokerage staff, i.e. me, Dwayne, Karen, to make sure that it meets all the criteria for GREC before you publish it.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
Just trying to keep you out of trouble, that's all.
Yes, of course.
Do you have to have completed a transaction to have a client complete one of the surveys?
Yes, the way that process is driven, it is driven by our transaction system, which is called Dash. When you complete a transaction, you'll get that's what triggers the notification to be sent to your client. You get a notification beforehand saying we're going to send the survey, and you can either stop it or say yes, go ahead and do it. If you had a bad transaction and you don't want their review, we can stop that review from happening. But you don't necessarily want to invite a whole bunch of people to review you if they haven't done a transaction, because then it skews your numbers. Because remember, in order to qualify for a reward, you have to reach a certain level of responsiveness. So like 80% of the reviews that you have sent have actually responded. You follow me?
Yep.
Okay. What other questions you got? Bring it on, Iris.
So these surveys get sent out automatically?
Surveys. Yep, surveys do get sent out automatically after a closing. It might take a day or two for that to populate in the system, but it should happen. If you've had one and it hasn't, holler at me or Karen, my cube mate across the way here.
Okay, because I was gonna say, will it send out if I don't have my profile set up on there, on the RealSatisfied, like with my picture and my, kind of like what yours looked like?
It should. If not, it takes up all of 5 minutes to set up your profile on there. So, and if you need some help with that, I can help you with that today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, everybody. If you have other questions, feel free to reach out, but we've already gone past our time, so I wanted to be respectful. Thank you. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.